And welcome back to Sunday House Call for the July 4th weekend. Now that the doctors have scared us about everything, all those dangers outside in the water and when you go out to the lawn, when you're barbecuing, how about inside? Well, common allergens can cause problems for a lot of people this summer, but researchers say it does not have to be the case. Dr. Siegel, what should we look out for?
Well, now that it's July, people out there can breathe a little sigh of relief because June is grass pollen month. And there's 50 million allergy sufferers in the United States. Grass pollen is slowly starting to decrease now, but it's being replaced by mold and by fungus. So some of the same people that had grass now have that. How do you know if you have an allergy and not a cold? Well, itchy eyes is one idea. Runny nose is another idea. Sore throat. You may think that that's a strep throat. It may be your allergies. If you start to have a fever, Eric, or you start to have green mucus, that's probably an infection. But the runny nose and the itchy eyes and the sore throat and the fatigue, very common for general allergies. Then I would say, shower frequently, change your clothes when you get indoors. See an allergist who may actually talk about things like antihistamines and nasal sprays.
So, Dr. Smati, what about the mold inside your house, dust, those types of things?
You know, it's interesting. What they all have in common is that they mess with your immune system. So whether it's pollen or mold, what happens is they enter in your system through breathing, which we see it now more often. Between 5 a.m. and 9 a.m., you're going to have the highest degree of these pollens, especially when it's dry and windy. You're going to be in trouble. So what happens whether your mold or pollen gets into your system? Your immune system says, I have a foreign soldier in my body. I don't like this. I'm going to react to it. And that's when the cells, the eosinophils, all of them start charging histamines, and you're going to have vasodilation, so you're going to have itchy eyes, you're going to have, your throat is going to be itchy, you're going to have sneezing and coughing. The difference between this and flu or common cold is that you don't have the fever, you don't have the body ache, right. So you know that you have the allergies. So what do you do at that point? We say take antihistamines because it calms down the symptoms, but really you want to go and get rid of the source where the pollens are. So if you're going to be working out there, make sure you wear a mask because you prevent those pollens from coming in. If you have them in your nose, you want to use saline irrigation and clean up some of those things. Taking shower, making sure, especially your hair, those pollens are hidden over there. And do me a huge favor, leave your shoes and clothing and your pants out there, because once you bring them in is the way it goes. And use air conditioner, because by keeping your screens open, you're not doing yourself a favor.
That's a great point, by keeping your shoes outside the door.
Yeah, we keep our shoes outside, but we try to take our clothes off once, if we're on an airplane or whatever.
One last thing, sorry. Yes. So I want people to also know, because this is not very common, you can actually get a vaccine. This is very important, and talk to some of the allergy experts. You can get a vaccine before the season starts to boost your immune system, so the minute you get that, bang, it's going to
what is that called? What is that called?
It's a vaccine that they would give you to prepare you for these allergies.
But then would your body build up a resistance to that vaccine?
Well, no. In Europe, they've been using allergy vaccines for years. He's talking about giving the antigen, which is the allergen, the thing that's causing you to be allergic, the grass pollen, the tree pollen. You can get it in an injection.
Wait a minute, is that like getting a flu shot? So I'm going to get the flu.
It's called allergy shots. But now...
It's not going to get you sick.
It's not going to get you sick, but Arthel, now they have the ability to give it in drops that you can take under your tongue. My son actually gets that. Instead of a shot, you can get it under your tongue. It's not FDA approved yet, but they're seeing a very similar effect.
So what do you ask for when you go to the doctor, specifically?
You say, is there an allergy shot, or is there something I can take under my tongue? Okay. The other thing you ask for, in my opinion, and again, you don't want to rush to medication, but if it's a severe allergy season, steroid nasal sprays can help a lot. Antihistamine eye drops called Zaditor can help a lot. Those things can help a lot. And David's going to say, well, don't rush to the medication, but it may help you through a couple of bad months. I don't want to see people addicted to these steroid nasal sprays. But they're very, very good in allergies.
Just for the record, I'm not always against medications.
Of course.
But I think a lot of these medications, it's a knee-jerk reaction.
But it helps bad allergy sufferers.
I understand. But my whole point about the medications, it's not because I'm against them.
Right.
I just think people rush to get these medications. It has side effects. So when we were last week talking about losing weight and doing like healthy exercise and diet, yes, blood pressure medications helps. In this case, allergy medications can help, but if you can avoid the source, That would be
But
the way
sometimes
to
you
go.
can't.
Of course.
All of his suggestions about what you do, by the way, going inside, air conditioning, showering, shoes, all is really excellent. On top of that, a lot of people end up needing these sprays.
What about those HEPA filters? Like you can get a...
Great idea. You can get HEPA filters that actually filter out grass pollen. Absolutely, all pollen.
One last
pollen filters.
Yeah, one
Great
last
idea.
comment I would say is that, you know, if you've done all of this and it doesn't work, there are superb allergy experts out there who know their business a lot better than most doctors, and they have ways to test, are you allergic to this or is it something else that's causing this? So go see them.
That's what I did, and I went and got shots for years, and mammo, I'm not allergic anymore,
Right.
so they say.
I'm a huge fan of those
As long as
allergy
they don't get
shots.
stung.
And for those of you who won't take shots, again, you can now have them under your tongue. It's helping a lot of people.
All right, docs.
I take my allergy shot. Next to Dr. Siegel.